A police officer has just been sentenced to 3 years and 9 months in prison for having intimate relationships, believe it or not, with a criminal and a prisoner. So Connie Kenny, who was 27-year-old from Greater Manchester Police, who's been in the police force since 2020, struck up an intimate relationship with Josh Welland. And whilst he was inside of HMP Forest Bank, she even went up to visit him, which I find quite surprising because obviously if she's from that local area or Greater Manchester Police, a lot of the Manchester lads would have recognised her. So imagine the lads recognised her when she was coming up to visit him. I bet you he got a bit of stick as well off the lads inside when they found out that he had a copper coming up to visit him. But what we do know is that when she came up on the visit, it is saying that she was still in her police uniform, which I find highly unlikely. Now, there is an article kicking around, or photos rather, in a lot of the daily, or should we say, in the daily news articles, where it shows them on a visit, kissing, and it says she's in a police uniform, which, like I've just said, I highly doubt. It doesn't look like she's in a police uniform, but as everyone who knows, when you go into prison, you get searched. The visitors are searched, they have to take the coats off, they get patted down, so it would have been obvious that she didn't have a uniform on, because the screws that were patting her down would have seen her. But over the course of their relationship, she has been known to search on the computers, the police computers, to find out who the local grasses were and passing on information. And she did have information on a raid that was going down about some firearms in the local area, which it has come to light that she passed on that information. But obviously she's been found out and it's all caught up with her, and she was sentenced to 3 years and 9 months, and Josh Welland was sentenced to 2 years and 8 months, and the offence was misconduct in a public office. So she is now on her way to a women's prison, and we'll see how the women treat her as she is arriving inside the prisons. But the women's prisons are a lot different to the men's jails, and because she's in for passing on information to criminals, I don't think she'll get that much of a bad reception. Obviously, if she was in for something else and it wasn't for, shall we say, helping criminals, because a lot of lasses will probably praise her, give her a little bit of credit for what she was doing. Obviously, they're all criminals in there together. But like I say, if it was a different situation and she was in there, a police officer in prison, and had nothing to do with helping criminals out, then it would be a whole different reception from the lasses. But there will be the odd joke about her being a copper. Believe you me, she'll have to get used to these jokes inside a prison, because the lasses will be having a life. But like I say, I've done videos on here previously, what happens to police officers in prison, and if this was a copper going into a man's jail, it would be a whole different ball game. He'd be going on the VP wings. Although it has been known, bent coppers who have helped out OCGs have went on to normal location, probably passing more information on, and they will become an asset to the lads on the wing, because they'll be getting invaluable information out of the copper whilst they're in prison. But I just thought I would bring you that one today, because when I was researching up on videos, that kept jumping out, and it was headlines, especially when it says police officer caught in a uniform necking on with a prisoner. Not a single chance that would have happened. Obviously she's caught necking on with him, but she's went in there in disguise as a CID, a constable in disguise, believe it or not. Well, yes, people, she did. She went into the prison and she necked on with him, but she wasn't in her uniform. She wouldn't have even gotten through the doors. unless she was going to visit him on a legal visit, that is, pretending to go up and interview him or something like that, then yes, it might have been a different case. But if this was just in a normal visit hall, she would definitely not have her uniform on. But I'll leave that one there for now, people. Hopefully you are still enjoying the content. And if you are, remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Take care, everyone.